Me okay. Now can you hear me? Hi guys, how are you? Microphone was turned off. Oh, stupid. Right? Silly mistake. Yeah, you can hear me now, I guess. Okay, so how you guys doing? Can you hear my voice now? Okay, okay. Hi Francis. Just let me get that out of the way, cause yeah, music's a bit distracting. Okay. So how you guys doing? Good? I know it's very cold where you guys are from. Some of you are from Europe. Most of you guys are from North America. So I know it's getting cold. Those music was like those came from the videos that I did in the past. So a lot of Martins, a lot of a mishmash of Harley Benton acoustics, Martin guitars. There are some Takaminis in there and Headways. Yeah. So and Yamaha guitars. So I reviewed a whole lot. I didn't know until I kind of went back and watched some, well, looked at all my video lists, and then I'm going like, wow, there's a whole lot of reviews that I did, especially on acoustic guitars. And just to tell you guys that I made it convenient for y'all to kind of like choose whichever topic that you are interested in. So I have it all separated into like playlist. So if you look at my channel, there's a playlist section, so you can actually look around and see if you like Harley Benton guitars, if you like Yamaha guitars, if you like acoustic guitars, if you like pedals and stuff like that. So you can actually choose whichever topic you want and kind of scroll through, instead of like looking at this whole mishmash of hundreds of videos. Like, you know, I'm lost. When I look at my own videos, I get lost. Not to say you guys. All right. Okay. So what's this? Pitfer. Hi. Emmanuel, that's a nice name. Emmanuel Ponza. How are you? I'm good. Willy Sherlock's. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? No. My French is very bad. Oh, thank you. All right. Hi, Ruben. Lee, what's your question? Lee, have you ever played the CLG treble guitar? No, I did not. Yeah, I did not. Pick France? Ah, so, okay. So you're from France. Alright, okay. Not prefer France. Alright. CC, they all sounded like they were recorded with mic, not through. Oh, yeah. Most of the guitar reviews that I do for acoustic guitars, especially they're recorded with that tube mic you can see behind me. This one, yeah. So it's a great mic. You know, I have two of this. Yeah, and like I stated in the other video where I featured the Nooks, the Nuex Optima Air. Yeah, you know, when I'm recording here in this room with this microphone, all these reviews that I've done, like, you know, the Martin guitars and the Taylors and whatever, you know, I'm like hearing this sound for years, ever since I started recording and doing sessions in the studio. And you get so accustomed to all this acoustic sound that you know, that you love, you know, that I love. And then when on stage, I couldn't duplicate that, you know. So I had a hard time going through different pickups, the RR backs and all that. That suffice, but you know, I still need something else, you know, something more. So I guess that's the ever going quest of every live musicians. So when this Optima Air came with this option for me to kind of blend in with IRs, and that's a great yeah, a great option. But you know what? I actually have it in front of me all along. The Helix. The Helix can actually cater to acoustic guitar IRs. You know, all I need to do is just purchase them or download them from somewhere. Probably purchase them, and I'll probably get like good IRs from Martin guitars, well recorded. And I haven't tried it yet. So this Nuwex Optima has stoked a curiosity in me. So I might probably go into that maybe next month when I have more time, and we'll see what happens. Any case, hi Christopher, how are you? Good morning. Hi Joshua. Oh, like I said, CC, the microphone is this. This is the SCT T-Bone SCT 800. Okay, so it's from Thomann. T-Bone is from Thomann. It's a Thomann brand, and great mic. It's a tube mic, right? So it comes with a power supply, which I have it under my desk. Can't possibly show you because everything is hooked up. Great mic. I use it for, this is my general purpose mic because I have a couple of mics here. Okay, I might as well show you that. Okay, I have this. This is a, from T-Bone too. This is also a tube mic. This is a retro tube too. Yeah, can you see that? So I also did a review on this, so you might just want to search. Yeah, maybe I'll just create another playlist about microphones. Great mic. I use this for vocals, right? And then there's another one here, which I kind of like too. This is the this is the SCT 2000, right? So this is like a higher up, a step up from the SCT 800, right? This great mic, you know, I like to record vocals. Both of these have different characteristics, very different sound. Well, subtle, real subtle. You cannot hear like a stark difference, but there is a subtle difference, and they're cheap and good. So I'm amazed at how much this costs. This is like crazy. This is like what, 200 odd Singapore dollars, and it's well made, you know, although it's made in China like all things, but it works. So all these mics come with their own power supply. Yeah. Alright, so do you have any Bruno, do you have experience with Indonesian guitars named Radix? No, well, this is the first time we're hearing that. Nope, I've never heard of Radix. A couple of mics in there, but I'm not gonna bring everything out, you know. Let's shift from guitar question. Are you planning to buy the you know what? I was really tempted to buy the PS5. Really. Very seriously. You know why? Because of that game, that Sony game, the samurai thing. What's that? The you know what I'm talking about, Chris, right? Tsushima, the Ghost of Tsushima or something like that. Yeah, I love that graphic of that game. So because of that game, you know, I just thinking of like maybe I have 2 Xboxes outside, you know, so I need to get rid of that, and yeah, and see how, you know, maybe I'll just get a PS5. But I'm predominantly a PC game, well, PC player, you know, so most of my games are in, you know, from on PC. So it's always been my go-to. I love PC games because I find that the graphics are better. But that's because I was playing with the Xboxes. As you know, the Xboxes have limitations. Oh, my camera box is so full. I can't even stuff anything in it. Okay. Alright. Are you planning to get the SCT 2000? Yeah, that's great. Nombre uno, how are you? Yes, Francis, do you have preferences? Do you have a preference? Dreadnought or concert? I love Dreadnoughts. But lately I'm taking a fancy to the parlor size guitars, like, you know, the OMs. I find they're different. They're different. They sound good. They're just very different. Alright, guys, hit the like button. You have 32 people here, so just hit the like button. I'm only seeing 7 likes. And of course, if you if you know the drill. If you want to buy me coffee, just hit the super chat, super sticker, and whatever it is, just to get me a cup of coffee if you can. And also the Patreon page. Yeah. Well, lately I'm getting like a couple of new patrons, so I want to thank all of them and really supportive. Even it doesn't take a lot. I mean, you don't have to like pledge a whole lot of money, but just enough, and I appreciate that. Yeah, just getting it out there. All right, Andrew Santos. Wait, have I missed anything? No. Okay. So Andrew Santos, hey John, have you tried the brand Solo King from Indonesia? Really? I haven't tried yet. Specs are really good. I'm still trying to get my hands on the Sire guitars, the Larry Carlton series. So I don't know. Maybe when I have time, I'll probably take pay a visit to the Singapore, the Singapore dealer for Sire guitars. Hey, Chad. Thank you for the coffee, Chad. How you doing, Chad? Everything good? Okay, by the way, guys, Chad Boston is the founder of the Helix Facebook group. You might want to check it out because great bunch of people, and yeah, and I love what is going on in that community. It's great, and Chad is the administrator as well as the one who founded this group. So just pay them a visit. Let me see that. Where are we? Where am I? Okay. Really chill out. For the life of me, I can't read French. I'm just play acting. I do not know French at all. So if you're gonna type in French, I have to translate it. So it's gonna take me a while to answer your question. Ogi Resin. Oh my good lord, what is this? Mangadang Gabi from Sweden. Okay. How are you doing? I know it's very cold where you guys are from. You're a very client for Toman? Oh, what? I think I know what you mean. Yeah, okay. Andy Dion, I feel like condenser mics picks up too much compared to dynamic. It doesn't work for me with background sounds. Yeah, that's the reason why condenser mics works best in a controlled environment, like a studio with sound reinforcement. I mean, with adequate soundproofing. You can actually. There's no way you can use a condenser mic in a live situation. No engineer in his right mind would use a condenser mic in a live situation. So condenser mics are predominantly for studios and places where, like I said, you have controlled environment. So yeah, I love condenser mics for acoustic guitars. I recorded. You would not believe what I recorded in this small room of mine. I recorded cello. I recorded Chinese flute. I recorded a violin. I even recorded a saxophone once. Yeah, and all these acoustic instruments, they work really well with condenser mics. Yeah. Yes, Ghost of Tsuma. That's right. Thank you, Chris. Jack, I'm sure I'm loving them Seymour Duncan's 59. Oh, and the custom in the bridge. Oh, cool. Yeah, you were telling me the last time. Yeah, you bought that. Yeah, good. Hey, Persian, you're here. How are you doing, brother? Good? Well, the gang's over here, I guess. Alright, just hit the like button. Okay, I have 26 people in the room, but I only 17 likes. Like. The Spider-Man. Yeah, you seem to be hooked on the Spider-Man game. Not really in the Spider-Man. Yeah. Yakov. Should I upgrade my Square Strat, or should I buy a Harley Benton at that price? only guitars available in lefty. That depends on what you're looking for. If you're very comfortable with your Squier Strat, then upgrade it. You know, if it ain't broke, why fix it, right? So if the guitar suits you fine, if you find it comfortable, and if you like the look of the guitar, the Squier I'm talking about, then go get it. But if you're kind of sick of the Squier and you have extra cash, you know, then yeah, we'll get Harley Benton or, you know, whatever. Christmas is coming, so, you know. Emmanuel, thanks to you, I bought a Harley Benton ST. Yes, it's really cheap. Yeah, it's really cheap, really affordable, and enough. It's enough guitar, you know. It's like enough guitar, way above enough guitar for that price range. Nombre uno, hello. Don't call me Superman. I'm so skinny. Anyway, here's your friend JC from Texacala, Mexico. It's very nice to salute you at the distance and be part of your experience. Please take care. Yes, thank you. Thank you, JC. You too, take care of yourself, okay? Kendricks, good evening, Uncle John. I'm planning to get my first G&L, wow, single Strat guitar. Which would you recommend, S500 versus Legacy versus Comanche? Do you, okay, my question to you is, do you have a Strat? Do you currently have a Strat? Joshua, I tried the side guitars, they are very good. Okay. Yep. I believe they're good, you know, us, you know, Larry Carlton wouldn't put his name there. Jacob, hey, hi Jacob. How you guys doing? Uncanny element. Hey guys, funny, I wondering about the Helix floor. Is it really hard to use? Renee Humer, hi, how are you? Joshua, I like my S500 Tribute Premium, well, made in Japan. Cool. It's strange, really. What do you mean, really? Or maybe maybe English is not your first language, so I'm sorry. Okay, let me see. I'll see whether I can kind of like. No, can't. Okay, never mind. I'll do this. Alright, just give me a second. What's this? No, French. What do you think of? Oh, the black paisley. Okay. Okay, for you, who's this? Let me see now. Ask me, Willie, this is for you. No sound. Why no sound? Okay, one more time. Willie, this is for you.
J'aime le black paisley. C'est une bonne guitare.
I got to like I said, I don't speak French, you know, so here you go. For you, Willie. How can I reply to you? I can't. Right. So okay, never mind. So. Okay. Now, Renee, the what you call that? This Helix floorboard, is it easy to use? There is a learning curve. Okay, I got to be fair. There is a learning curve, but it's not that bad. It is not that hard. So yeah, give it a try. I mean, there are many out there, the campers, the Fractal, but for me, I've always been a fan of Line 6, so, getting the Helix is, yeah, it's a second nature thing for me to do, and I never regret it. I think it's a really great product, a great pedal board. Alright, so, I bought a Harley Benton Black Paisley Telly and upgraded the pickup to, added lock-in tuners, great, cool. I added lock-in tuners for my back Paisley too, yeah. Okay, have you tried those vintage brand guitars, particularly the V52? I think I did once, long time ago. Yeah, I did. Um, I don't know, because I wasn't really a fan of really vintage pickups, because they kind of lack the punch that I need for my style of playing. But back then, and we were talking about like 20 odd years ago. So now I'm getting older. I'm an old man. So my preference have changed quite a lot since, within this period of 30 years, 30 odd years. So I've become more prone, or rather leaning towards more, how should we call it? More organic sound rather than more of a high output pickups and high output guitars. And now I'm more into tone, into what this guitar can offer me. And I think I've discovered through the course of these videos that I'm doing, the importance of having a good tone from a guitar. Like the Tokai 335 copy that I had, it has a different tone by itself, and I did a comparison between this and another semi-solid, and you can straight away tell the difference. It's partly due because of the pickups and the makeup of the guitar itself. The Strat, for example, I have a lot of Strats in this house. Every Strat sounds different, but then again, every Strat has its own pickup configurations, from ranging from EMGs to the MFD pickups to the normal single coil, and to single coil with ceramic pickups, with ceramic single coils, and into the Z coils and everything. So every guitar sounds different, and it comes to I come to a conclusion that whatever pedal board that you're using, it has to kind of translate whatever tone that your original guitar has. It cannot mask, it cannot hide, it should not hide the tone of your guitar, because once you start hiding, then why would you buy that guitar in the first place? Because every guitar will sound the same. Yeah, so I come to the point where I start to appreciate more on the tone of the guitar. Like if this guitar has a certain tone, I would like to preserve it. And if I were to put distortion in it, things would change. But then again, there is a way to do it, and that's why that's one reason why I like the Helix so much, because somehow with the amount of distortion I put it, even when I'm going by amping with different amps, the Bocners and the Marshalls or whatever, I still retain the original characteristic of the guitar that I was playing with. So, yeah. Tim. Hi, Jonathan. I bought a G&L Tribute. What is this? Tribute 4 out. Oh, on sale a while back. It's an awesome guitar, and the pickups just sound. Yeah. I like that too. The G&L make great guitars. Period. They're great. They make just happening guitars. And I'm always a fan. Always have been. Jack Collins. I'm thinking of buying one of those Harley Benton single cart with EMG pickups. With the Harley Benton single cut, you're talking about those Les Paul kind of guitars. Yeah, but the EMGs that comes with these Harley Bentons are not the top range. They are probably around the mid. I would rather you choose a guitar that you like, and then if you want to get, I mean, by all means, if you want to get those guitars, go ahead. But I would suggest you get a guitar that you like, and then kind of like fit a EMG, a better EMG pickup onto the guitar, depending on the genre of your music. So if you like, EMGs have a whole lot of genres to cover, and lately they've been like hitting on the heavy metal market, but they also have like pickups for pop and rock. They're having the David Gilmour set, they have the Steve Lukather set, they have the Vince Gill, and they have a couple of others, so you can actually choose from all these sets and decide for yourself what sort of pickups you want, what sort of EMG pickups you want. Alright, really, it's strange. It's full guitar and the finger is beautiful song. Okay, alright. Persian, what's your practice routine? I'd love to hear about it. I'm sorry, Persian, I do not have a practice routine. The only practice I get these days is when I'm doing the videos that I'm doing, or when I'm rehearsing for a show that I'm doing. And I sometimes go without touching a guitar for maximum 1 or 2 days. And I didn't tell you about this condition that I had, that I discovered after I hit 55. Yeah, when I was 55 years old, that's 5 years ago. Then I started having pain on my joints on my left hand, which is so worrying for me, because I'm so afraid that I will have arthritis, because that would mean that I won't be able to play anymore. So I kind of took supplements for this. I took the fish oil and curcumin with turmeric, and it helped. It elevated the pain. But then again, it's probably due because of the way I sleep. Sometimes, my hands will be on top of my face when I'm sleeping, or whatever position I'm in. So it might cut off circulation to my body, and hence I get all these aches. And I try to play regularly every day, so that I won't have these pains. But I wouldn't want to overstress myself in doing like regimented routines and stretching my fingers too much, because then I'm so afraid that I would pull a muscle, or do some harm to my fingers. So what I do is, like I said, I just play. And so when I'm doing my videos, or when I'm rehearsing, this is where I do my practice, I guess. And sometimes I would play non-stop for a couple of hours. We're talking about 5 hours, 5-6 hours, because when I'm what's that word? When I'm down, getting down to the rehearsals, to working out the parts, it's just full on for me. And I don't normally like take breaks, long breaks. I would just hone in on the parts that I'm supposed to play and get it right. I'm a bit of a perfectionist in a way, because in my line of work, you have to be a little bit. I'm sure you understand, Persian, because So yeah, so I would spend a lot of time doing all this. So this is where I get all my workout. Yeah. Kendricks, no, Uncle John. Okay. So in this case, Kendricks, I will recommend you the Legacy. The reason why, thank you, Persian. I appreciate you too for your skill in engineering, and you are a heck of a musician yourself too, right? Anyway, Kendricks, go for the Legacy. Go for a nice one. The reason why is because the Legacy features the Aneco 5 single, and those are like really common among Stratocasters, and it will be good for you to kind of test out how a single coil with Aneco, Aneco single coil would sound like in a Strat. Basically, the Legacy is just like a Strat. Mind you, G&L was founded by Leo Fender, who invented the Strat, who invented the Tele. So it's basically a Strat, and a great guitar. So it's up to you whether you want to get the Tribute, or you want to get the Fullerton Deluxe, or the Fullerton. So there are 3 choices for you. If I were you, I would save up the money and get a Fullerton Deluxe. You won't regret. Now after that, we're talking about years later. Like if you have the funds and you want to get another G&L, then you might want to think about the S500 or the Comanche because they have very different pickups. They sound almost the same, but they're not. They're more, what should you say, a higher output. Has a bit of a more of a harmonic range, so that you can get certain sound that you would normally get on a Nico 5. Yeah, so it's something to think about. Okay, any tips for a good IR for my Helix? Are there all around IRs? Well, the Sigma, what is it? Sigma 3 Sigma, yeah. They're very good IRs, so you might just want to check them out. Yeah, I bought a couple of this. So what's this? Hold on, let me just translate this. I don't know what language is this. Hold on, just hold on. Oh, okay. Okay, so we have this Polish guy who comes in with. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of him because he's so rude. Anyway, Andrew Santos, the one guitar you won for Christmas. Ooh. Ooh. Interesting question. One guitar. I know. I won the Modern Deluxe D18. The Martin Modern Deluxe D18. I won that for Christmas. I said it. Okay, so yeah. Sanyam, hi. Okay, welcome. Elion Russo, how are you? Sly Dog, hi Jonathan. Just wondered, do you have a favorite guitar that you own? I have a couple. Yeah. It's my guitars are like how should we call it? They vary. They vary from Strats to Telecasters. Lately, I've been using a lot of my Tele, or rather my G&L Blues Boy. I just did a session 3 nights ago, and I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna lay down some basic guitar tracks with the ASAT Blues Boy, and then probably use another guitarist Strat or you know my SG, or you know for the lead lines and all that, so they have to have a sort of a different take on it, a different variation. But man, I mean the Blues Boys just work because you know how the Blues Boys is. You have a humbucker in front, and then you have the neck, and you have a MFD at the bridge, and it just works because I have a whole lot of range to play with, and the fact that I'm using the Helix, which gives me even more choices. So the whole session, I just used the ASAT Blues Boys, and that's it. It was fine. Love it. Yeah. So, my favorite guitar, yeah, it varies because they're all tools. They're not my mistress. In any case, I only have one woman in my life, and that's my wife, right? These are all tools, so every different occasion needs different tools, basically. Okay, I'm gonna get this guy. I wonder how to get him out. Okay. All right, so Rolly, hi. Oh no, yeah. Hey guys, thanks for your support and everything. I'm not like thinking of winning anything because I just posted out there because I just thought it was pretty awesome that I was included in that. It's very encouraging for me, and I never like gave it a thought about winning. Just to be among that company of content creators is just really wonderful to me, really encouraging to me. Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys. Yes, Sanyam, I have turned 60. Elion, what strings do you use on the CLC from the last video? I'm talking about this guitar. Well, I didn't change strings yet, so this is still a 010s. No, 012s. Yeah, this is 012. I actually like this guitar a lot, and I was just talking to Wayne before I started the live stream, and I discovered something. Well, not really a big problem, but it's definitely a problem on this guitar, and that is, I'll show you in a couple of minutes. Guitar, let's just tune up real fast. Okay, the problem that I have with this guitar is on the 5th or 7th fret, I'm starting to get fret buzz. So it's very subtle, like when I'm doing like slides, I hear that, and I ask Wayne about what can I do to rectify this. So there are a couple of solutions, but one of it will be to because I have the tools here, I'm going to measure the frets, whether they are sitting right, and if not, then just a little tap will probably solve the problem. The other thing is a little bit more drastic, is where I might have to raise up the bridge a little bit by adding shims. Yeah, so that would take some time, and I think I don't mind spending the time because I think this guitar is really great. It's a great guitar. Easy to play. It just plays like a electric guitar. The neck is really nice and smooth. Yeah, so these are 012s. Now, the other way to rectify the problem is if I were to change it to a 013s. Now, the 13s would be a little harder to bend, but I don't mind because I don't usually do that a lot. Because I'm thinking of using this guitar as a live performance guitar, because of the cutaway and stuff like that, and because of the neck, it's really comfortable. Yeah. So I'll leave it here. All right. So what's your next question? What was this? Alet Jesu. Oh, from Germany. Hi. How are you? Quicksilver, do you still have that Tokai ES335? Yes, it's right here. Friend Frawley. Hi, Jonathan. Have you ever used the Boss Katana? No, have not yet, because apparently Boss do not have like review models here in Singapore. So they've sent all these Katana amps to all these reviewers in the West, but apparently not here. And I'm trying to get my hands on one, but no luck so far. So we'll see how it goes. And hi, Andrew. Are you excited about it? Oh yes, I am with the M1 chip. And the fact of the matter is, I just bought my Mac Mini, right? So yeah, I was so bummed when I saw the new M1 chip, which supposedly increased the capability of this Mac Mini, because I'm running into a bit of a problem with the Mac Mini because of the what you call it, the memory. So I don't think I had enough memory. I have like 16 gigabyte for my Mac Mini, which I don't think is enough if I'm doing video editing. So I might just see how. I mean, if everything is okay, it's working okay, I don't see a need to change to the new M1 chip Mac Mini. I'll just probably upgrade my memory for like maybe to 32 or 64. See how it goes. But they kill PCs. Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And it's crazy. I kind of like the new MacBook Air. Okay, who's Wayne? Wayne is Wayne. You guys probably just probably joined. Wayne appeared on my live stream a couple of times. He's a luthier. He's the one that I send my guitars to when I need to change anything or to do some repairs. Changing pickups and stuff that is too complicated for me. I just send it to him. So yeah, Wayne's he's a good friend. Hi, Scooter. Yeah, yes. Yeah, I'm just thinking I won't be coloring my hair. I won't be coloring my hair anymore. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, so just gonna have it all white. Gotta act my age. All right. Any case, again, if you wanna buy me coffee, just hit the super chat or super sticker. Yeah, and yeah, be part of my patrons if you really want to support me long term. So it's out there. Yeah, CC is Luther. Yes. Ellen, I hope I won't have that buzzing. I ordered in the Grand Auto Tournament one, and I kind of knew. Do you think 10 strings on that would sound good? 10s is a bit too light. Minimum 12. The Martin guitars that I have are my D35. I strung it to 013s, and I have no regret. Great guitar. My Taylor, which is here, if you want to see. This guitar, this Taylor, what is this? This is like, let me see now. Oh, good Lord. 510, right? Oops. This Taylor 510 has been with me since 1995, 94. It's one of the earliest batch of Taylors that came out. I love this guitar to bits because I recorded countless albums with this. Sometimes I would spend like 3/4 of a working day just in the studio, just dubbing with this, dubbing songs with this, and crazy. And it's been through a lot. There was a time when I had a little bit of buzzing over here because I guess the wood was like getting, how woods are like, as you get along with age, you kind of either shrink or expand. The neck relief is running all over the place. So I need to kind of like set it up every time I want to record, but now it's kind of stable because I kept it in a case, and this room is mostly air conditioned most of the time, so it's pretty dry. I like the warm sound, and this is spruce top, so it has that nice high timbre, but it sounds really nice with a pick, so. 9 tune. And I bought a 12 string, the 5 series. but I sold it because back in 2000, things was getting really hard, so I had to sell that guitar, which I regret. But great guitar. Yep. So these are strung with wait, what is this? This could be 13s. These are 13s. That's why they sound the way it does. These are 13s because I used to strum this with 12s. I find that with the 13s, it kind of translate better on tape. Not really on tape, You know what I mean. What's the model for the Tokai ES335? I'm looking for an ES335 guitar too. I don't want to take it out, so let me see now. What's the model? Well, I'll let you know. You can always search for the video that I did with that guitar. So that's one thing. But if you're looking for one, because they don't make this anymore. I mean, this is like, I bought this guitar was like released many years ago. It's a great guitar, but you might want to check out the Sire Larry Carlton 335. Yeah, they're affordable. And like I said, if Larry Carlton puts his name behind that series, then it should be good, right? Hi, Martin. Oh, you do? I love that song too. Yeah. All right, Elliot. Bye. Scooter. Yeah, he used 11s on his Les Paul. That's hardcore for you. I find that 10 sound too tiny on the high E's. Yes, it does. Damon, yes, how are you? Where are you from, Damon Lee? Are you from Singapore or? Sanyam, I have to do the dishes and then sleep. Thanks for the stream. Alright, take care. Have fun with the dishes. Alright, so off topic. I know that some of you guys are going through lockdown, especially some of you chaps in England. There are a couple of things that you might want to do. This is a book that I bought last year, I guess, the later part of last year. It's from Steve Vai. It's basically basic music theory for guitar players. And you know me, I can't read. I mean, I can sight read. I read charts and all that. So I thought I want to pick up certain things from here if I can, but I didn't have the time to go through this. But I went through it briefly, and it's really quite interesting and quite straightforward. Teaches you how to read, and what I want to do is to I'm just too old to start reading again, unless I dedicate a year or two just doing music theory, which I cannot afford. But I would like to know how to write syncopations and stuff like that, so that I can chart out my own chart, which I do, but a more accurate chart for my arrangements for the players. So I thought I just got this. So you might just want to check it out for those of you who are like me, who are theory or what you call it, crippled. Right? Then there's the other book, which I thought would be great reading for you guys who are cooped up at home. Now this is not this is not a Christian book. Okay. I kinda love him. Steve Lukather. He's the favorite guitar. Right? My favorite guitar of all time. And he's a funny guy. So this book is filled with profanities. Horrible, right? filled with profanities, but that's the way he is. He's so transparent. But I like this book because it kind of like depicts. It's autobiography, right? So he kind of depicts his life as a student, as a studio musician, and the people that he worked with, including his experiences with Michael Jackson on the song "Beat It," and many other things, which he shared, which I think is so awesome to hear, because I've been where he was, but in the Asian market, in the Asian recording scene. So these cats are all in LA. They had their own experience. I have my own experience here. So I kind of like gather from his sharing from the book that, dude, we're all the same. Wherever we are, people are always the same. There'll be guys that don't work well. There'll be guys who are really nice, and there'll be musical situations that are really familiar, really similar. So I kind of like connected with this book, with his experience, and like I said, he's my favorite guitar player of all time, and I like his personality, although he can get a bit raunchy at times. But I guess age has caught up with him, and he's been through a whole lot, the divorces, and like me, age is catching up. Our body starts to fail. So he had a bit of injury on his shoulders, and when he was traveling with Ringo Starr. So it was just a freak accident. Anyway, it's troubling him. But I'm glad he's still playing, and he never stopped. And he's my inspiration, right? So I thought you might just want to take a look at that. Ah, okay. So there is. So what do you mean by half lockdown in Israel, as opposed to a full lockdown? So do you guys have to stay home and work at home, like how we would do it here? Oh, Damon, you're in Malaysia. Okay, right. Damon Lee, any tips on how you chart your music? Maybe show an example. Well, there are charts that are really proper. So you're asking the wrong person to teach you about how to write a chart. But a rough chart would be something like, I have a bunch of charts here because these are things that I write when I'm doing my arrangement. So can you see this? Okay, so this is very rough. What you need to do is to get your barring correct, so that when the players are playing with your chart, they'll have a good indication of where they are, and learn how to put in the signs that you need to, like the Tasenio, the Kodas, Tasenio 1 and 2, Kodas 1 and 2, the repeat signs, first house, second house, whether are you going to retard, or whether there's a crescendo, or whether it's like a slowing, softening descendo, and yeah, stuff like that. You need to kind of like learn how to apply it in your chart so that it's easy for the musicians to know. The chart is basically a map, a road map for musicians. So when we are playing a piece of music, we actually know where we are going to go and how the music is going to be interpreted, to be played, and to be delivered. So yeah, basically it works like that. I have no problem reading all these charts, like in terms of chords and even different time signatures. Like, there was this song that I did in the last previous two live stream, where you have from 4/4 to 5/4 to 3/4, and then you're just going on. And without a chart, you'll be totally lost unless you know the lyrics, the melody, which I don't, because it's the first time I heard the song. It was an incredible, challenging song to play, but I survived because I was reading the chart. So so to be able to learn how to read is a must. Sadly, I'm not able to read like notes, which is which is a bummer because I couldn't do a lot of jobs because I don't read. Yeah. Anyway, most of my jobs do not require me to read, but it's always good to be able to read. All right. Jeff, can you recommend HB Custom 2 for the new guy in guitar? You know what? This question has always been asked of me. Like, would you recommend this guitar for a new guitar player, and so forth? My answer is that choose a guitar that you like, and well, within your budget, play with it. And if you're not sure about how it feels, get a friend who knows how to play guitar. But then again, it doesn't really matter because your friend fingers and touch will be entirely different from you. So if you know how to play guitar and you know how to do your chords and stuff like that, just go to a shop and see how it feels. Like the custom is like a Les Paul style of guitar. So the fretboard radius is about 13, if I'm not mistaken. So it's pretty flat. It's pretty comfortable. Yeah, I mean it's okay for a beginner. It's okay for not a beginner. I mean, if you're a seasoned player, it's still a good guitar to have. So it doesn't really matter. Just find a guitar that you like. Like you see, and you like to pick it up. You don't get a guitar that's so ugly that you don't want to pick it up. So you get a guitar that's nice looking and you just want to play it, and that will inspire you to play more. And the more you play, the better you get. That's my theory, after all. I see. Scooter says something that I totally agree. He had a PRS, it never clicked with him. There are guitars that I had that never yeah, and I never got into playing it, and after a while, just sell it away or give it away. There are guitars like that. So far, right here in this room, most of the guitars I have, I like to play on them. So I'm pretty in a good place. I'm in a pretty good place right now. Uncanny Almond. What is this? What were you saying? Where are you? I have a Yamaha SA 2200, and it's such a beautiful sounding looking guitar. Not cheap, but as good as a Gibson. Yeah, okay, cool. Yes, GS Mini is really good. I have a GS Mini too, which I use for my concert. It's a GS Mini Mahogany. I like it. I'm trying to maybe change to this Harley Benton when I'm doing live shows. Rustem Alabekrov. Wow. Hey, well, what is the neck fingerboard radius the most comfortable for me? Again, it doesn't really matter because I can play with a 7.25 or a 13 if I need to. But I don't like it to be too flat. In fact, I'm leaning towards the smaller radius, like the 7.25 or the 9.25. I find those are really comfortable for me. The most I would go is probably about 11 or 12. 13 is a bit too flat for me, but I can still make do. I can still play. Yeah. Hello, Chris, Mr. Green. Tony Emmanuel, very good guitarist. Yes. And LaBelle, how are you? What is this? Joshua Chen, thanks, John. I tried the Sire H7. It sounds pretty good, but I think I like the Gibson Epiphone feel. What isn't it the same? Because they are supposed to kind of that Sire H7 is a semi-solid, I presume. Let me just take a look at this. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a 335. It's supposed to have the same feel as a as a Gibson 335. You try it? Why you didn't like it? Maybe you want to share with us why you didn't like it? CC, you like to talk to your D28 from time to time. Wonder what sort of conversations you guys have. Should I change your strings? Should I pull your strings? Can I take out your G string? Damon Lee, I see the chart in alphabet. I have the chart in numbers as singers change key. Really can't really cantik chatting. Any tips on how to write signature licks or solos? And wow, that's a whole lot of question, Mr. Damon. Mr. Lee. Scooter, I had a Harley Benton DC cut P90. Loved the guitar. Problem was I developed an allergic reaction to the finish and got, ooh, it's bad. Okay. What is bad? What do you know why you have an allergic reaction to it? Is it because of the fretboard or the wood or the finish? Talking about the finish. So, any idea what sort of finish that is on that guitar? Polyurethane, not polyurethane, polycarbonate? Anyway, Damon, you can search YouTube for some classes in music theory and how to, write all this stuff, like the signs and stuff like that. And even on basic music theory, you can actually go online and study. Like I said, I'm the worst person to ask. Now, in terms of improvisation of guitar solos and lines, this is one of the questions. Well, this is actually the question that is most asked of me. And my answer is like you need to listen to a whole lot of music. So because the more music you listen, preferably the ones with guitar solos, and the more ideas you pick up from them, the better it is for your vocabulary. It's all down to vocabulary. Like when you're speaking a certain language, when this my French brother type a whole lot of French words, I'm going like I can only understand a couple of words, and that's the limit of my vocabulary. Whereas in English, I can read almost everything, so it's simple. Like I could just click and then just answer and just communicate. And music is communication because you need to communicate with your listeners. But if you do not have a vocabulary, then you're gonna stutter. You're going to like have a lot of pauses, and you'll probably say the wrong things. You know how it is. So it's always good to learn about other genres of music and listen to what other people are doing. Not just hop into one guy. Listen to a whole lot of people. Back in the days, even though Steve Lukather is my favorite guitar player, because of him, I discovered other guitarists like Richie Zito. When I wonder if you guys heard this guy, Richie Zito, Dean Parks, and Dan Huff, Michael Landau, Jay Graydon of all things, and Larry Carlton and Lee Ratner and all the studio cats. And because of my love and for their music, that kind of genre of which is basically West Coast, I got to loving the way they play. And then subsequently after that, I began to listen to Steely Dan, so with cats like Steve Kahn, and from New York, and so this is the East Coast. So you get to kind of like experiment with different genres, with different feel. So the southern players, the country western players, they have their own style. The studio cats in LA have their own polished sound. The guys in New York has their own unique take on lines and improvisation. So listen to all this and learn, and don't just listen and go like comatose, like a lot of, I'm sorry to say, but there are a lot of young people who put on a pair of headphones and they just don't appreciate music anymore. So if you are serious about picking up the guitar as an instrument, then you need to kind of start listening intently on what is in your ears. What are guitar parts like? What is this guy playing? Why is he playing? Ask yourself questions like why. I always ask myself like, why did Jay Graydon do this harmony on this part of the solo and not on the other part of the solo? Why does he do certain things that he doesn't really do most of the time? And ultimately you have to be the judge of the whole piece of music. Like I said, music is communication, so he's trying to communicate to you something, so you need to hear and go, oh, okay, now I understand why he does that, because it kind of like makes the song go into a different direction. Or sometimes it's just no reason at all, you just feel like it, right? Steve Vai is one player who just play whatever he feels, and you go, oh man, that's magic. So that's him. And Steve Lukather, same thing. All these great guitar players like Brad Paisley, great, incredible country western country player. Brent Mason, the things that they do is like, whoa, mind blowing. But you ask yourself, why do they do it? And the answer is because they can, because they can do it. But sometimes it doesn't make sense musically. But hey, it's their album. That's what they do. So you have to appreciate that sort of music to understand what they do. So if that's something that you gotta ask yourself, like if you appreciate a certain genre like rock, why do Brian May does the thing that he does? Okay, why does he put harmonies on a whole bunch of guitars into? Why? To make a statement. He's trying to make a statement. So these are something that you need to think about. Okay. Gosh. That's a whole lot of words. Kendricks. One more question. Do you recommend a beginner to use plugins to learn how to get tones, or explore with more? Both. Yeah, do both. I would really recommend that you start with a real live amp. Play with a real amp, and especially a tube amp, and then switch between a solid state amp with a tube amp, and understand and listen. Always use your ears to listen and feel like what's the difference between a solid state and a tube amp, and the preamp stages. If I were to increase this gain here, what sort of effect would transpire, when I change the gain here. And the EQ section, with 3-band EQ, sometimes with 4-band, because you have a presence, you have low, mid, treble, and highs or presence. Play around with those and kind of like listen to it. Okay, so because this is a tube amp, if I increase the gain, I'll bring out some harmonic texture, which I don't hear it. And yeah, understand all this. This is about tone. So a guitarist without tone is a dead fish. You can play 40,000 notes a minute, but if you don't have tone, and you don't have a tone that people like, you're just a dead fish. So one of the criteria of being a good guitarist is to know what sort of tone that you're going after. So one of the best ways to do it is through an amplifier. I was blessed because I played with amplifiers at the get-go, when I first started playing guitars. But as through the years, I kind of like relinquished the amps and opted for the Helix and stuff like that, the floorboards, the digital modeling, and because I have these experiences with the real live tube amps or real live solid state amp, I have no problem playing with this amp simulation because they are pretty close. But I see a lot of young players who buy all these campers and will sell them after a month because they just do not know what to do with it, and they're getting like crappy tones of it, and they're playing with the presets from the factory, which sucks most of the time because the presets are created by guys who are playing different guitars and who have different playing styles, and might not be suited for you. So if you have the experience of playing with amps and stuff like that, you will have no problem going through all this amp simulation and cabinet simulators. Likewise, the plugins. So my advice is that if you have the opportunity to go to like pedals, real pedals or real amps, fine, go for it. And then at the same time, do not sell yourself short. Have a dabble into the plugins that's available out there, the guitar rigs and stuff like that, and understand, what are similarities and what are things that I can do digitally which I cannot do analog, and see what works. Yeah, hope that helps. CC, do you go through finger exercises before? No, I don't, which is bad. Yeah, I on a live gig, yes, I do. On a live gig, when I'm doing a live show, a real big show, like some of the concerts that I do, I would probably do some warm up before I even start the first note. But yeah, it depends. Joshua, I like the fretboard on the Sire H7 because it's ebony. Ooh. The control felt a little different, although by right it should be the same. I'm not sure, too. It just felt different. Okay. All right. That's. I'll let you know once I try one of those. Impulse marketing. You're a great singer too. How about some news own songs with vocals? You might want to check out my SoundCloud, because in my SoundCloud I have a lot of original songs that are written for artists. Before. So most of my songs that are written for them are in English, and the lyrics writer in Taiwan would translate them into Chinese, and these songs will be passed to the singers, and my songs are written in English, and most of my demos are written in English. So you might just want to check out my SoundCloud page, Had to stop taking Benadryl due to health concern, all sorts of. Oh, okay. Dressed in black. Hi, Jonathan. Kurt. Hi. How are you? Michigan. How's everything there, Kurt? You do not know which foot finish. Okay. Well, that's bad. What influences impact your playing style with that tremolo? Gosh. Well, the first one that influenced me was Steve Lukather. I think I told the story a couple of times when I first heard Steve Lukather doing his dive bombing. I'm going, how in the world did he do that? And I tried all sorts of tricks, because I had a Gibson SG back then, and I couldn't duplicate it. I mean, replicate it. So I kind of like hit the harmonic. I knew it was a harmonic. I hit the harmonic on the G string and kind of like tuned down, which not really conducive. So I didn't know about the tremolo arm for the longest time, until one day when I was in the music store, and I saw this Stratocaster with a tremolo arm. Most of the Stratocasters that are displayed in the shops have no tremolo arm, because they are afraid that the arms will be missing, or someone will just take away their arm. So most of the Stratocasters are there without an arm. So in this case, this Stratocaster was in an enclosed casing, and I saw the arm, and I'm going like, what's that arm for? Is it a kickstand for the guitar so that you can prop the guitar out with? It's much clearer than I found out. So that's what a tremolo arm is for, and that's where the dive bombing starts, and then Van Halen came along. So basically both of them, Steve Lukather and Eddie Van Halen, kind of influenced me. But then through the years, I get influences from Jeff Beck, Alan Holdsworth, and a lot of other players, and begin to understand, wow, this is like a musical thing. The tremolo arm is not just a something to wang about, but it's really a way for you to make a musical statement with your guitar. So, and I've seen all sorts of players like using the tremolo arm very differently. Like you have the surf player, you have real subtle players like Alan Holdsworth that does real nice bends, or Jeff Beck, And you get the country west, the country players that go real subtle with a bit of wiggling. So yeah, I kind of like that whole genre. So like I said before, I listen to a whole lot of music, a lot of genres. So yeah, so this is how I got started, basically. Which Harley Benton Strat has a similar neck to all those G&Ls? Sad to say none, because most of the Harley Benton guitars are with fret radius of 13s, if I'm not mistaken. Whereas the G&L has 9.5 for most of the guitars. And the other good thing about the G&Ls is because their fret dressing and everything is really immaculate, and they have like medium jumbos, right? So yeah, really nice, easy to play. CC, how do I know if the music from my acoustic guitar sounds the same to the audience as it does to me? Good question. That's why you need to get a looper. Get a looper, record a looper, and put on a guitar and go down, listen. We didn't have that last time, so when I was playing the stage back then, I got to like put on a real long cable, a 25-foot or 30-foot cable, and go off stage to where the sound man is and listen to what my guitar sounds like, and we'll tell the sound man, like, the sound engineer, like, I think it needs a little bit more height, doesn't it? Yeah, but these days you don't have to do that. You just loop, and then just come down. My scooter, I got an Epiphone 2021 finish to replace it. No more blisters, and what a sustaining tune. Wow, I'm glad you found a guitar. In the Sharn tab, okay, I never care about geographical influence. East Coast sound, New York cats, thanks for advice. Well, if you don't care about all this, or you never heard about this, then it's about time you do, because it only widens your mind. Being a musician is a really tricky thing, because a lot of musicians have very closed minds, and most times these are the musicians that are either very egoistical or very weird. So you can be one of those if you want to, if you choose to. But I would rather that you be a musician that is affable. People will like you for who you are, so you have more work, and that you're able to present a nice environment wherever you are. And the whole thing is because you love to play music. That's why you're a musician, and that should be the way to go. And take away all the ego stuff, and all the snob and elitism and all that. I get guys who think they can play jazz, and that jazz is like the elitist music, and and the rockers are like the scum of the earth. Classical players, like, I play classical. Do you? And all this elitist thinking has to go, because music is universal. I play with a whole lot of talented musicians, whether they're classical players, whether they're jazz players, or all-out rockers, or studio musicians, and they are all the finest people that I can ever find. Humble and nice and always helpful, and that's the way it should be, right? So don't close your mind. Look out, experience more. Hi Todd, oh yeah, here. CC, are you on Spotify? No, I'm not on Spotify. Like I've said, I'm having plans. I'm thinking about doing an album, my own album, maybe around year 2022. Hopefully, Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. What's my favorite guitar, and what do you what do you name her, and has your wife ever gotten jealous of her? My wife has never gotten jealous of a piece of wood. No, she never got jealous of my guitars at all. Um, I guess my favorite guitar was the Luke. Yeah, well, it's a no-brainer because it's modeled after my favorite guitarist. So well, the name is Luke, so it's stuck. And yeah, I even named my son after that guitar or after Luke, after Steve Lukather. But yeah, my son, my younger son, is called Luke. But I didn't name him because I didn't name him after Steve Lukather. I named him after the Apostle Luke. But the guitar that I loved the most was the Luke. I had the first version with the one with the Freud Rose. Absolutely love the guitar, but sadly it's no longer with me anymore. Long story. So this is the Luke version 2, which I absolutely love. I got this guitar back in 2001. What is this? 2011. Before I was about to go on a tour, a big tour. So I bought this guitar. And the funny thing about Music Man and Ernie Ball is that unless someone places an order, they will not manufacture the guitar. They will not, make the guitar. So I had to place the order, put in my deposit, and then they start making the guitar. And the guitar arrived, and I was like, whoa, absolutely love it. It's like an improved version over the first Luke, minus the Floyd Rose, which I absolutely detest because it's such a hassle to change my strings. And it served me really well until today, and it's kept in its own case. So yeah, I break it out a bit, every now and then just to play around, fool around with it, and no, my wife has never been jealous. Okay, I'm glad, Kendricks. Yeah. Oh, good afternoon to you, Todd. It's top of the morning for me. It's like 2 a.m. Oh, Ben Nost Dildo. Hi, how are you? Where are you from, Ben Nost? Sergio. Hi, Joy. I was looking for my guitar sound, but I'm out of ideas. And I'm thinking about any guitarist which sound I love, but I can't find anyone who I said this is my sound. Any advice? Good question, Sergio. It's either you find a guitarist that you like, but you feel that you cannot play like him because he's really good, or you haven't found your favorite guitarist yet, and it might just take a bit of time. I never did appreciate guitar playing until much later on. Yeah, I mean, sure, I've listened to all those groups like Bad Company, Deep Purple, Rush, and all that in the younger days, but never really did pay attention to guitar sounds until Steve Lukather came along with Toto, until he came along with the sessions that he did, and I go, whoa, the playing is one thing, but the sound. So it kind of like resonated within me that I really want that sound. So I went after that sound and I got it. I couldn't play like him, no way. I couldn't play like Steve Lukather. He's like a monster. So, but I managed to capture the essence of what he sounds like in most of the sessions that I do. And I get called to do sessions because they kind of figured that I sound like him. And I'm the cheaper version of Steve Lukather instead of flying over to the States to get the real Steve Lukather to play, which some of them do because they have the budget. So, but after a while, you kind of like develop your own phrasing, you kind of develop your own little changes in tone and the stuff that you're using. Because Steve Lukather is using studio quality gears with his setup. He's got this incredible rack mounted effects that he has, all custom made. I'm just a regular guitar player who's trying to make ends meet, so I couldn't afford all that, so I had to make do and find different solutions. So guitarists are a very tenacious lot, because we tend not to give up when we are faced with like limited resources. So if I'm going for a tone that I will find a way to do it by whatever means. Like I'm not saying like I would like what I mean. Like I will get I will try to get that tone I want through a cheaper alternative or through certain things. Like, you know, it's hard to explain it. It's like what you hear in your head, you are trying to duplicate it in real life. You know, and that's something that we should strive for. Like I have a certain sound in my head that I want, and I will try my best to duplicate it in the real life. So some of the demos that I do, these are all the sounds that you hear, and some of you have commented that, hey, you know, whatever guitar you play, it sounds the same because it's just you, and that to me is a true representation of what it's like to be. Like, you know, whatever guitars you're playing, well, apart from the fact that if you're playing a semi-solid or a acoustic guitar or some weird guitars, but if you're playing like a Strat-like guitar, you know, it would sound like me, you know. It had the same tone, you know, because of the way that I phrase the solos and the way I approach certain bands and the way I play my trem, you know, and the preference that I have for a certain distortion or overdrive, and that will be me. So after a while, you kind of like get the opportunity to kind of like fly off a little bit, you know, off tangent and go after what you think is your own sound. So I'm trying to tell you that ultimately every guitarist's goal is to create a sound that you hear in your head, right? And that's the fun part. Basically, that's the fun part. Wayne, Benoit, you're from France. What? We have a lot of Frenchmen here tonight. Fine, bien. Okay, so hi Jonathan, what are your favorite reverb pedals? Oh wow, I don't actually use reverb pedals because, like I said, I've used multi effects. So the Helix has a whole lot of reverb in its repertoire. So I'm spoiled for choices. But I kind of like the Strymon Sky kind of like reverb unit that is available. But sometimes I just opt for a simple plate reverb. You know, that would do. I like to play around with a pre-delay though. So pre-delay is really useful when you don't want your reverb to come out like, you know, gushing out like there's a reverb there. A pre-delay, depending on how long you set it, it just gives you that subtle opportunity or the subtle pace. What's that word? What's that word? The subtle duration for you to kind of get used to the reverb that's coming after that, the pre-delay, and that is really useful. Can I show you the look? It's gonna be a hassle because it's right inside there. Yeah, but you can check out my videos about this because I actually did a couple of videos with the Luke, and I think I did a review of the Luke, if I'm not mistaken. Joe Bonamassa put out some nice sounds. Oh yes, he does. Yeah. He's got great tone. I always love his tone, and his playing is so different. He's like a cross between Eric Johnson and some of the blues players. Really nice. Marvin Rogan. That's a nice name. Dodi Macapanis. Hi from PH, Philippines. Any advice to get out of the pentatonic box theory improvs? Oh yeah, okay. Hey Mike, how are you doing? I'm fine. How are you doing? Good. I'll get back to you guys. Just let me go through. CC John, you should grow out your hair. It's a good look for you. I hope so. I don't have much hair growing up. You're gonna get there, you know, when you're getting on the age, you start losing a lot of hair. Especially from my diet, you know, I like sodium. I like salty stuff, and that's not good for my hair. So I'm trying to curb my diet. Anyway, Benoist, playing with the Yamaha 112V. What do you think about this guitar? Great guitar. You're talking about a Pacifica, right? Yeah, it's a good guitar. I might be playing that. I don't know. I'll be playing some Yamaha guitars next week. Our next week will be a really busy week for me because I'm doing another live stream concert, and this time is sponsored by Yamaha. So we're doing the show with Yamaha instruments, Yamaha drums, Yamaha keyboards, Yamaha bass, Yamaha guitars. So me and Sebastian will be playing Yamaha guitars, the Pacifica, and we'll have a ref star there. So Sebastian will try to do the gig with the Pod Go, the Line 6 Pod Go. As you all know, Line 6 Yamaha has brought over Line 6, so I'll be using my normal Helix, which is okay. Yeah, and Casey will be playing a Yamaha bass. Sergio, hi John, thanks for doing this. Have you been thinking of doing a video on how to get beautiful, clean, and lead sound on a Helix unit? It would be helpful to see how you build up the tone. We'll see. Once I get the time to do it, because I need to plan out what to do, and I've been very busy lately because I have production work, and yeah, I barely had time to do the video, so I kind of like had some free time yesterday, so I did this videos for the NUX effects, which I think is pretty interesting, right? Okay, good. So to get back to the questions that was asked, okay, from Dodi from Philippines. Any advice to get out of the pentatonic box during improv? The thing is that a lot of players started out playing pentatonic. Yeah, I can understand why, because it's easy to do. I have a lot of students that I taught through the years that just don't play anything other than pentatonic scale, which is very worrying, which I tried to change, which I did for some of the cases. I always stress to them that learn your major scale. Just learn your major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Learn your major scale, and try to kind of like break away from the pentatonic scale, because not just because it's easy to play, but it doesn't apply to all genres of music. And try to add in the semitones, the semi notes, the semitones, and you do fine. You don't have to like if I were to play E minor or A minors, right? So these are pentatonic, but instead of doing all that, I could do so, including the if you include semi notes to it. But this is definitely 13th. It's hard to bend. So yeah, so when you include that semi notes, semi tones to it, you create a different atmosphere, a different feel to your otherwise pentatonic scale. So and something to try if you are willing to try out different styles, so it's something to kind of like play around and see. And if you have a looper, that's the best part, because you have a looper, you can always loop say a normal progression like A minor, D minor, or E minor to G or C or whatever, and kind of like go through the scales, and instead of incorporating like pentatonic, do the major scale and see what happens. Right, and the other question is okay, Marvin Rogan, I discovered your channel 4 months ago, and you are a humble, kind soul and a true gem to the community. I got the Fusion T with a fixed bridge. Cool. So you had the one with the fixed bridge. Okay, the fixed bridge. Okay, nice. So Mike, how you doing? Are you doing okay? So what do you guys do when, well, apart from you guys in the States, because some of you are not on lockdown yet. I know that some states are going through implement it. They're going to implement it, maybe partial lockdowns and stuff like that, or But I know certain places in Europe has already started lockdown. I don't know about France. Are you guys on lockdown in France? What's the Marshall Code 50? What's that? Or amplifier? Never played that amplifier before. It's like a, yeah, these are like digital amps, right? So you have presets and what, and so it's a bit like the Line 6 amplifiers, the Spider amps. But you know what? I was thinking of getting an amp. I'm trying to retire this. I'm now thinking about the Fender Tone Master Fender Twin Reverb. Sorry, the Fender Tone Master Twin Reverb. Yeah, I was thinking of getting that amp because I think that would be a great amp for this studio, for this place. The fact of the matter is that this is it's not a tube amp. It's sort of a simulation of the Fender Twin, which they managed to capture faithfully. And I like it because they have an attenuator behind that can bring down from 85. The Fender Twin Reverbs are 85 watts, which is really loud. So you can bring it down to 1 watt, in which case I can actually use it for recording, stick a mic right there and not have the police and the army come over, right, and record it. And the best part is that it has an XLR outlet, which includes 2 cap simulation. So this cap simulation, or rather IRs, are carefully recorded using a SM57 as well as a Rabbit mic, and I've heard the samples. They are really nice. So I have have half a mind to purchase that amp, but right now I don't think it's possible until work start coming in. Well, I'm still working, but then again, I have to prepare for emergencies, like Dex, my other dog, my Can Terrier. He recently had an episode with his neck, and that cost money, and then his diabetic condition and stuff like that. I had to be prepared for all these little things, and every time it comes to the end of the year, either the pets or human will have a sort of a body breakdown. I don't know. Last year, Dex was hospitalized because he was pooping blood, and it set me back about what, 2,000, $2,000, So I had to be prepared for all this. I had to be prepared for all these emergencies. So until the new year comes in, and then we'll see how it goes. I might just want to get an amp. Todd, the arrangement of the chords you play over will help you. Yes, it will help you, but you don't have to. You don't have to depend on the chords. You can actually do, even if it's straight, like when you're playing the blues, and you will want to do the blues and pentatonic lines, but you don't have to. What I'm trying to say, you don't have to. You can always sneak in a semi note here and there to kind of break out of that pentatonic thing. CC, New York City will be partially locked down any day now. Oh, okay. Just waiting for the governor. Kumo, right? Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, CC. Enjoy my turkey. Enjoy your turkey with all the fixings. Oh. See something. I just received about an hour ago my Fender Players Tilly. Ooh, I like it so far. Anyone knows what gauge strings it comes with? Say nothing on the Fender side or where I bought it. It's 010s most of the time. Right? It's 010s. Alright, Damon. You take care. Good night. Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave the stream at maybe latest 2:45. What time is it now? 2:08. Yeah, me 2:45. Hi, Ian. How are you, Ian? Miss you, buddy. Good night, Cece. Take care. How are you doing, Ian? All good? Are you still doing all the collaboration with your on the YouTube? Mike, yeah, no, they make it so difficult to know what doctors are covered in your plan, so I'm having a hard time getting a doctor to do my surgery that should have been done 2 years ago. Yeah, I know. I mean, I my sympathies. You know, it's really hard right now because of the COVID-19 and there are doctors involved, and yeah, it's not gonna help. So I know how you feel. Sorry to hear about it, Mike. But are you okay? Are you in pain or anything? Are you having any discomfort in the meantime? Okay. All right, Ian. So you're mixing it right now? Good. Oh yeah. That's great. I mean, I've heard some of the stuff that Ian comes up with. I'm sorry, Ian. I haven't been following because I was so busy with my work. But I've heard some of the stuff. They're really good. You know, kudos to you, brother. All right, Sergio. You're welcome. And so are you, Todd. You have been coming out with videos after videos. Christmas song. Oh. Guess what? I just did a Christmas song. I just arranged and produced a Christmas song for this dear sister of mine. Kind of liked it. It started off really like real subtle, then it kind of like transpired to a dance song. Which reminds me, I just heard Kylie Minogue a new album called Disco. I love that album. Some of the songs are really good, and I was thinking that, well, to tell you the truth, I'm not really a fan of her singing, but I like her musical taste, and I like the album because it really fits well to what I'm doing on my bike. So if I'm cycling at night, that the songs that they have in that album just fits what I'm doing to a T. And yeah, so I got the album. It's cool. So you guys have you guys seen the review about the NUX Optima Air? You want to tell me what you think about that? In fact, the Optima Air is this. This is the Optima Air. So in case you guys haven't saw the review yet, this is basically a IR loader for acoustic guitars, where they include a couple of IRs for famous guitars like the Martin D45, the HD28s, the Gibson Hummingbird, as well as the Gibson J45 and the Taylor 814. And even gives you the flexibility of having these different IRs for what guitars that you're playing. Like for example, if you're playing a guitar with with those magnetic pickup sets, that's clip onto the side of the sound hole, or you're using piezo's, or so each individual IRs are catered for different guitars that you're playing on, and cool. I kind of liked it. It kind of enhanced the plug-in sound of your guitar that you're using on stage, and I'll be using it. I'm trying to sneak it into the Yamaha show without anyone noticing it. I'm just trying to try on the silent guitar, actually, because I'm just curious to hear how it sounds on a silent guitar. If I could make my silent guitar, if I could make a Yamaha silent guitar sound a little bit like a Martin D45, I'll be so pleased. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Like it's a great alternative to whatever guitars that most of the guitars, even from the Martin, from Martin guitars, they comes up with really run-of-the-mill pickup system from Fishman. Never liked Fishman, But that being said, I kind of like the pickups, the Fishman Flex that is on this guitar. Yeah, it sounded good, so the Flex may be a exception. But most of the Fishman pickups that I've tried, just doesn't cut it. So I was thinking, like, if I could enhance the sound, that'll be great, So we'll see how it goes. Mike, too much pain. I went to the hospital. They put me on. They took the swelling down on my spinal cord, but it's frustrating, Jonathan. But the doctors won't take my insurance. Oh man. Yes. I'm so sorry to hear that, Mike. Well, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you that your pain will come down. And then somehow that you'll be able to settle this problem in insurance and get the surgery that you need. Apparently, I think it must be very uncomfortable for you. I'm so sorry to hear that, Mike. You know what? I'm going to pray for you right now. Okay? So I thank you, Lord. I just ask you, Lord, to watch over Mike. You know what he's going through and the pain that he's going through. Lord Jesus, I ask you to elevate that pain and lift it up from him so that he will not feel it. You can do this because, Lord, you are God. And I pray that, Lord, that you'll make it possible for Mike to be able to have his operation soon. There's certain things that, Lord, that we cannot do, but Lord, you are able to do all things, and I have faith in you, Lord. So in the meantime, I just pray that, Lord, that you put peace into Mike's heart. Yes, Lord, and remove the pain from him, Lord. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Yes, Ian. Yeah, you know how it is. The thing is, lately I've discovered something. I actually bought Total War, the couple of games that I bought in the Total War franchise. I actually had Total War Napoleon for the longest time. I had the definitive collection, and I kind of like deleted it from, well, uninstalled it from a computer, and I was watching some YouTube videos and chance upon this gaming channel where it featured the Zulus, right? Remember the Zulus and the British Army? They made two movies out of it. So I saw the whole thing. I was, wow, that was really impressive because it's a mod. So it's on Total War Napoleon. So it got me curious. So yesterday I downloaded the mod and I installed it and I played on it a little bit, and I was like, whoa, so thrilled. It just brings me back to my younger days. When I first saw the movie, one of my favorite movies was Zulu, the one with Michael Caine and all. And then there's the other one with Peter O'Toole. Ashawanda is that? That's the Battle of Ashawanda, if I'm not mistaken. The one with Burt Lancaster, Peter O'Toole, and a couple of good actors, in which most of the British soldiers were massacred by the Zulus. So, yeah, it always had a sort of a nostalgic thing on me. So when I was playing the mod, I was so stoked because the sound quality, even there's certain, you can hear like Michael Caine shouting out orders, front rank, kneel, and all that. It's so cool. So I had a fun time playing that game yesterday. And I'm gonna play that game later on after I finish the stream. I couldn't wait. Yeah. So who knows? I mean, you guys could just take a look at it. Okay, so any recommendation for a replacement for the bridge on the tally, like Hot Reels? Which tally? See something. It's always good to maybe not well, depending on, like I said, genres. Because if you're a traditional tally, I would rather you have a hot tally pickup. Something with a little bit more output, but still sound like a tally pickup. And the best part about owning a tally is the bridge pickup. I recently saw a advertisement for Brad Paisley tally, the Esquire tally that's from Fender, and it has only, well, from the first look you can only see one pickup on the bridge, and that's it. But there's another Seymour Duncan pickup which is hidden under the pickguard, which is really cool. I thought that guitar was pretty cool. So, but what Brad Paisley said was true, that the whole sound, or the whole iconic thing about the tally is because of the bridge pickup, the way it sounds. So unless you are like thinking of modding it to like my Fusion Pro, where we have humbuckers all to get all the way, radically changing the sound of a traditional tally, then go for it. But if you're thinking of retaining the traditional tally sound, then I would rather you go for a hot tally pickup instead of a hot reel, not the reels, because it'll sound like a humbucker in the end. So get a nice hot tally pickup, which is from Seymour Duncan, I guess. And they're really nice. Okay? Hey Alvin, how are you? I'm observing you upon my new Samsung 40-inch TV. Haha, I think I prefer this even over the guitar. Still trying to decide between a Fender Strat and a G&L Tribute. 40-inch. Interesting. Okay. Wait. I wonder how many inches my do I have a 40-inch TV? Let me see now. 40-inch TV is really big. What is this? Okay, I have a 55-inch TV. So I'm going at 40-inch TV. It's pretty big. So I have a 55-inch. I bought it like last year. It's great watching YouTube there, and it's even better playing games over there. But I don't play games out front anymore. Hey, hi Ram, how are you? Oh, see, okay, the Fender player Strat. Yeah, if it's a player Strat, I'd rather you keep it to the traditional Telecaster. Yeah. Alvin, I think I might forgo a new guitar for a minute in favor of helping the local food banks. And oh, that's mighty cool of you, Alvin. Yes, yeah, that's really gracious of you. Way to go! I'm proud of you, brother. How are you doing, Ram? Are you doing okay? J Self, hi. Where you from, J Self? Any more question, guys? If there's no question, I'm gonna call it night. Okay, so everybody's kind of quiet. I'm gonna leave soon, so you guys please take care of yourself. On the 28th, you guys are here, so in this room, and I just want to ask my God to protect each one of you. What you're going in and coming out. Pray that God will always protect you and grant you safety, you and your family, wherever you are. And yeah, this is why I pray for every one of you. So you guys take care, and I'll see you again. I'll probably see you next week because I'll be very busy. I'll probably see you the week after next week, next live stream, if it's possible. But in the meantime, I'll try to come up with videos if I can. And I'm just looking forward to December because December is like a great month. I think by then most of my work will be done by then, and I can have some free time to do what I want to do. Right? Okay, Ian, I'll keep it loud. I buy Harley Benton, but the neck is like 3. What? I'm very surprised. I fixed that with a brace. Oh, okay. Okay. Good. I gotta tell you, the storm that came through Florida tore up the kids. All kinds of stuff. And I was shaking. Oh, man. Wow. Oh. Yeah, I heard about that storm, Mike. It looks and sound pretty bad. I'm glad you're safe. Okay. Alright, so I gotta go. You guys take care of yourself. I'll see you again. Ciao.